So, Marvel Legends fans, this is something that I'm sure every single one of us has wanted to happen, but it kind of felt extremely unlikely / impossible that this would ever exist. But you know what? Hasbro have only gone and pulled it out of the fucking bag. Yesterday, at New York Toy Fair, Marvel Legends and Hasbro announced action figures based on the Fox X-Men movies. It's been about 15, 16 hours since the announcement. My brain is I still can't seem to comprehend how excited I am. And the fact that I truly thought this would never ever happen. In the past, I've created customs of a Hugh Jackman Wolverine because I just didn't think we were ever going to get one. And we fucking are. And not only are we getting one, we're getting two. And I'm sure that if these go down well, which I'm 100% sure they will, there'll be figures in the future of different versions of Wolverine, from Logan, of all the characters. So I just wanted to do a very quick analysis of my thoughts, and just want to talk to you about how exciting this is for Marvel Legends fans. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to first begin with who's actually my favourite Marvel character other than Spider-Man. So this kind of seems like a bit of a good place to start. And for me, it's the most sort of exciting character that they are doing, and that is, as I've just mentioned, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. So we're going to be getting two. We're going to be getting one, I believe it's from X-Men 2, of him in his tank top and his vest, with the sort of bone claws as well for accessories. He comes with two heads. Comes with the dog tags as an accessory. I believe they are removable. They look potentially removable. I imagine if you just pop the head off, they'll just come straight off. So if you don't want them on, then you get that option. But the figure looks incredible. It looks so good. I was kind of hoping that if they were to do this figure, it would come with a Logan head from the movie Logan. It could come with like an old man Logan head, would be really cool. Maybe that's something they could do in the future. If this does well, which I'm sure it will. So fingers crossed for that. But the next Wolverine is, and again, I feel that Wolverine is an incredible character, and the movie that this figure I believe is based on is X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I know gets a lot of hate and a lot of sort of flack, and everyone's like, oh, that's a terrible film, whatever did they do to Deadpool? I totally understand the whole Deadpool thing. That's like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. But for me personally, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and this may shock most of you, I think is a fantastic movie, and I think it's really underrated. It deals with like the whole Weapon X thing perfectly. Stryker's really good in it. Hugh Jackman is, a fantastic Wolverine. I really like Gambit in the film. I think Sabretooth is good. I really, really would consider it a fantastic film. I love it. So I'm really, really chuffed to see that we're going to be getting a figure based on Hugh Jackman in that movie. He comes with the tank top, the vest, and the sort of red shirt tucked in, and then of course the very, very classic Hugh Jackman Wolverine brown leather jacket, which of course he does get in that movie. So that's very exciting, and he also comes with two different heads, and that's really cool because as you'll see on screen now, he has the sort of slick back hair, which is of course very famous from that movie, but he also comes with an extra head, which is like a roaring, angry Wolverine, which is perfect. So that's both of these Wolverines are going to be an absolute must-get for me, absolute must-get. And they are both going to be single-carded figures as well, so you won't have to worry about getting them in a 2-pack or anything. The vest version, I believe, is going to be a Amazon exclusive in America, and I believe it will be the same for us in the UK, so hopefully we can get a hold of that. I'm sure places like Comics and Cocktails and Kapow Toys and In Demand Toys and Star Action Figures will somehow get a hold of that, so I think we should be fine. But yeah, very, very happy we're going to be getting those figures. Next up on the list is going to be Mystique, who is from the movie X-Men, the very, very first X-Men movie. Fantastic looking figure. I'm pleased that they went for the original actress and not Jennifer Lawrence, because I'm not particularly fond of Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. So I'm pleased that we potentially have that version. I think it looks fantastic. It's a great looking figure. Looks brilliant. So I'm really, really happy we're going to be getting her. I missed out on the most latest comic version, so I'll be pleased to have a Mystique in my collection, which I will make this movie version. So I'm very, very pleased, and she looks great. She looks like a really, really cool figure. So I think Hasbro have done really, really good there. Next up, we have a very exciting 2-pack, I believe it's going to be, with Charles Xavier and Magneto. Both of them are going to be the Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen versions of the characters, but they also come with, both characters come with an interchangeable head to turn them into the Michael Fassbender Magneto and the James McAvoy Xavier, which is extremely exciting, and that sort of gives fans a bit of a choice to display whoever they want to. And it's also a good thing, you don't have to worry about sort of later down the line buying another figure, basically, just to change the head over. Sort of Hasbro have done a really good thing in giving us basically both sets of characters in the same set. So that's perfect. And with Charles, you get the wheelchair and the blue suit, which of course he famously wears in the movies. So they've done really, really, really well there. And Magneto, as you can see on screen, he looks fantastic. It's the Michael Fassbender body, I believe. And of course, it does come with the Michael Fassbender head, but you can, of course, put the Ian McKellen head on. So if you want to have that look for Magneto, then, of course, you can go down that route. I do think that at some point down the line, we probably will get a Magneto from the first X-Men movies with the sort of red costume. I imagine that's something that Hasbro will probably consider doing. So hopefully they do that. But this is a fantastic sort of jumping on point, I think, for Hasbro. So I'm pleased that they've done that. And again, these are going to be absolute must-gets. I think the entire wave of these action figures is going to be a must-get for me personally. So I'm very chuffed that they are doing those characters. Next up, again, probably one of the most exciting films that they could be doing figures for is the Deadpool movies. They're just bloody great films, aren't they? Everybody loves Deadpool. And we are finally going to be getting a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool action figure. Just let that sink in for a second. I know, I can't believe it either. We are going to be getting not just Deadpool, but we're going to be getting a few characters from the movies. We are going to be getting Cable. Josh Brolin's incredible performance as Cable is a fantastic, fantastic interpretation of the character, and I'm really, really chuffed we're getting an action figure of him. I mean, just look at the beauty of this figure. The head sculpt is incredible. The costume's incredible. He even comes with a teddy bear, which is a great little detail. I really hope that's removable, because I'd love to give that to Deadpool or somebody else. I think that'd be really sort of quite fun to do. But yeah, that's a great looking figure. As far as I'm aware, I think most of this figure might be like newly molded. I'm not 100%, but it definitely looks like it is. So that's fantastic news. Yeah, definitely going to keep an eye out for him. And I believe he is an American exclusive. He might be Walmart exclusive. I'm not 100% sure about that. But again, for us in the UK, he should be relatively easy to get a hold of, I'd imagine. So that's very cool. Next up, we also have Negasonic Teenage Warhead, who again looks fantastic. The costume is great. So I'm very, very chuffed doing her. She's a really great character, and I am pleased they did her. I think for Deadpool movie characters, it does make sense that they've done her. So I'm really, really chuffed about that. The accessories are really cool. I believe they've been reused for other characters, but I mean, it works perfectly for her. So that's absolutely fine if they want to do that. So I don't have a problem with that at all. So I'm really, really chuffed they're doing her. And the head sculpt is incredible as well. It looks just like her. So that's really good. But probably the most exciting one, other than the Hugh Jackman Wolverine for me, is the movie Deadpool. I mean, just look at that. That is again, it's just a testament to how beautiful the suit is, because that really is like, that almost looks just like a comic Deadpool. It's so accurate to the comic interpretation of the character. That's just a beautiful suit, isn't it? I mean, look at it, beautiful. So I believe he's going to be coming with, coming with his two katanas. Looks like potentially some guns as well, maybe. So yes, I think there's like a handgun, I believe, on the right belt, on the right side of the belt, and maybe a machine gun on the left side of the belt. But yeah, very, very cool. And again, looks like a completely new mold. So that's very exciting. They've done that. But yeah, just look at that. Beautiful, beautiful figure. And speaking of, we also are going to be getting Domino, which is fantastic. She's a really great character. I loved her in the movie. She was, other than Deadpool, she was my favourite character in the whole film. So I'm really, 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 really chuffed they're doing her. She looks great, doesn't she? She looks fantastic. Again, I think there might be some new moulding there, maybe some sort of previously used parts, but again, great. The whole face scanning thing looks excellent as well. She just looks amazing. So I'm really, really chuffed we're going to be getting her. Hopefully them sort of Hasbro doing these figures that will kind of pave the way for other movie characters, not just in the X-Men films, but Maybe they could do Fantastic Four characters from the previous movies if people want that. For me personally, I would absolutely adore a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, like an updated one, because I've still got my original one from back in the day, but I really want an updated version. They could do a Willem Dafoe Green Goblin. Who else could they do? There's so many characters. They could do a Doc Ock as well from Spider-Man 2, which would be fantastic. I know that would sell out like really quickly. I would love that. I would really love a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figure. They could do the Andrew Garfield films. I'd love an updated Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and Emma Stone Gwen Stacy would be so cool. I really hope this is something that Marvel are now able to do along with Hasbro. They could potentially do these Sony figures. They could do a Jared Leto Morbius. They could do a Tom Hardy Venom. So many possibilities now. Sort of, if they're able to do Fox characters, maybe they can do Sony characters as well. So fingers crossed for that. But yeah, I think to be a Marvel Legends fan right now, I don't think there's any better action figure line that do justice to their characters than Hasbro. I consider Marvel Legends to be the very best action figures available for any line. I'm also a huge fan of the recently released DC McFarlane figures. I'm a really big DC guy, so I absolutely adore those figures so far. So yeah, I'd say Marvel, Hasbro, Marvel Legends are the best for them. And if you're a DC fan, jump onto DC McFarlane if you haven't already, because they are perfect. But yeah, I'd say this is a bloody good time to be a Marvel fan.